movie, like the head explosion, Tom Savini, thank you. This creepy bastard scalping these broads and putting them on mannequins. Maniac's fucking great. If you have not seen the original Maniac from 1980, go out of your way to fucking see it.
That was on my list.
Clearly, we've all fucking given it respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Vic, you're up with your number 3.
All right, man. My number 3 is another classic that we've already talked about, man. So Friday the 13th is number 3.
So I'm trying to think about your list and where everything is. I thought Cannibal Holocaust might actually be higher, so it's not your number 1. Interesting. Okay, so Friday the 13th makes number 3. Blake, are you going to anger people again this week? What's your number 3?
I'm probably going to anger people. My number 3 is actually, this was unintentional, but it's something that my wife had not seen until very recently. She had seen the terrible fucking remake, and I haven't seen it, but I heard it was shit. I have the original The Fog at number 3.
T.A. John Carpenter. Nancy
Yes,
Lewis.
sir. Have to give him credit because, you know, he had a big hit in '78 with Halloween, and then he had a big hit in '80 with this, and then of course '81 or '82. I think it was '81. It might have been '82. He had Escape from New York, and then he turned around and had The Thing, and then Christine. So like the 1980s was a sweet ass year for John Carpenter.
Say, fellas, okay, my number 2 is The Fog. Let me just throw that out there. My number 2 is The Fog. So, I just wanted to see, do you guys want to talk about The Fog next week?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that shit, yeah.
Since it is, 4 days since Six Must Die on April 17th, since it was April 21st, let's do The Fog next week. That's what we're going to do. We don't have a plane next week, but now we do. The Fog is where it's at. And Vic, I think you can find it on maybe Hulu. If not, I can let you borrow my DVD, okay?
Alrighty, let's do it.
Plus, you're on vacation anyway, right?
Tuesday's actually my last day of work.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so yeah, The Fog. I will save my opinions about The Fog, but for me to tell you that it's number 2 on my list, I think that speaks for itself. And
yeah.
That says a lot to have it over Maniac and Friday the 13th.
It says a lot that it's number 3 on mine.
Yeah, it does. And the fact that it's even on Vic's list, he's not a big Ghost Story fan, let's be honest. This isn't your typical Ghost Story, though. So, again, we'll get into it next week. 9 p.m., this show.
Okay.
Same bad channel, all that shit. All right, so, Vic, you're number 2, sir.
Oh, gosh. I've been going back and forth for about 2 weeks with my 1 and 2. I thought I had it concrete planned out and everything was good. And then I worked like 12 hours today, so I thought about it all day long. And I switched in the last hour or so. No, probably about the last 5 or 6 hours I switched. So my number 2, I'm going with The Shining.
All right. I'm curious as hell as what your number 1 is. For some reason, I don't know what the fuck it is. All right, so The Shining is Vic's number 2. Vic, wasn't that your number 1 on the Stephen King list?
It was. No, it was my number 2 on there, too, because Misery is number 1, I think, wasn't it?
Misery, yeah, she had Misery. Yeah, I didn't even have my top 5, which is fucking disrespectful, but only because it's, like, hard to watch.
I'm a big Misery fan. What can I say?
Kidnap movies are hard for me to watch. Like, they're upsetting to me. Like, I don't mean that, like, I don't like them. It's just, like, I don't know. There's something very twisted about those types of movies. But, yeah.
Sort of like with home invasion movies,
Yep. But I can watch that.
Panic Room.
The Collector, The Collection, The Collector especially. That movie's fucked up.
When a Stranger Calls. Shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Blake. you're up at number 2. Let's see what you got for us.
Okay, this is the creepiest fucking show I've ever done because I don't like it, because I've got too many in the same spot you guys have. Number 2 is The Shining for me, the original 1980s Shining. Fuck. This is horse shit, and I promise to anybody that's listening, I did not confer with these two assholes before I put this list together.
Well,
I don't understand.
My number 1, nobody should be surprised. The Shining is my number 1 because I fucking love The Shining. We've talked about it on the show before. We've done the show. Yeah. What more can I say about The fucking Shining? And, I tell you what, there are a lot of fucking haters of this movie out there just because they're blindly following Stephen King and the fact that he doesn't like it. Fuck y'all. Develop your own opinion. The Shining's the shit.
You need intervention or you're out of control. Jesus.
I am not out of control. Not tonight anyway.
I like this film. I like that it does include parts of the book, but it kind of breaks away and does its own thing. With the ending and stuff. I do like the film. I think it was very well done. I think Kubrick was a genius. The music for it is great. The opening sequence is great. And there's enough gore in it without being completely over the fucking top,
Not that I would have minded.
Not that you would have minded, but to me, gore for gore's sake sometimes is not the best. I do like a little bit of story with my blood and gut, So, to each their own, as far as that goes. But The Shining is a seamless American classic. I mean, it's one of the few horror films I can think of in recent years, besides Elm Street and, The Sixth Sense and, a couple of others, Blair Witch Project, the original, that made a really big stir on the American, pop culture radar and, in the conscious minds of American cinema goers. I mean, The Shining... Jesus, our parents probably loved The Shining.
Not mine.
Well, my mother did. My mother liked The Shining. And, again, that was kind of hardcore because growing up, I kind of snuck all the really fucked up, horrible shit, that I wanted to watch because, Stepfather and all that other kind of shit was on my ass all the fucking time. So kind of just had to, sneak around and do that shit. But I always remember this one fondly, and that the kid's face when his response to the little twin girls, come play with us, and his face and his little slobbering, disgusting fucking little habit just make it all the more realistic and cool to me because you're seeing true terror through a kid's eyes, like how we would have seen being dared to go into the railroad tracks or under them, if there was a tunnel. Or, in the sewer, or, in an old abandoned house nobody had been in. It was the real terror from a child's eye, So I really, really resonated with that on a level. But it's a great film. I love the film. I think The Shining is a classic. And Stephen King may not like it, but, that's his opinion. He certainly let him make a movie of his film. He certainly gave credence for that to happen and allowed it to happen. He got paid, I'm sure.
Their opinion, no matter how wrong they are.
Yeah, he got paid for it. He didn't lose anything. And I'm sure probably a lot of people read the book after watching the movie, only to find out it was different, but they still read it because the movie was so good, interested them in the book. So
it's funny. I like his works, but I don't really give a shit about his opinion most of the time, because most of the time it's like, dude, you had an orgy scene with a bunch of 12-year-olds in it. Why do I care what you think? I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And that's fine. I'm just saying okay.
All right, so let's see. So my number 1's The Shining. Vic, I am fucking eager to find out what your number 1 is.
I didn't think it'd be that big of a surprise to you, but I have a great love for this movie. It's one you introduced me to. It's one you already talked about. Maniac is my number 1.
I thought you had already mentioned Maniac. Am I crazy?
No. Only you two have.
I could have sworn you brought it up. Okay, well, cool. Maniac, number 1. Nothing wrong with that, Vic. Nothing fucking wrong with that.
I think you got me confused with Vic. I brought up Maniac.
I could have sworn Vic had it too. Okay, good. See, because I'm sitting here looking at my list and I'm like, what movie would Vic have that's not even on my fucking list? There's no way.
That's why I was confused why you were actually surprised that it was my number one.
I don't know. You know, you have a few drinks, you just forget shit. I mean, I know you love Maniac. I think it's the fact that you like the remake better, which is crazy.
I love the remake. It's my favorite remake. It's amazing.
A lot of dumbasses out there don't like it. They're wrong.
Well, those people are stupid.
And they're wrong, and we just don't accept that. All right, Blake, your last one up, number one.
Yeah, and nobody's mentioned whether or not they give a fuck what my number one really is. You know, so,
it better be Friday the 13th, or we're gonna fucking boycott you.
Oh, okay. Well, thankfully, yes, it is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you didn't fucking snub it like you did Chainsaw.
I didn't snub Chainsaw. I put Toby Hooper. I put Eaten Alive on that list. Don't give me shit, goddammit. I gave Toby Hooper credit. Come on. I can't put everything the same way you guys did. What the hell kind of fun would that be, to paraphrase Back to the Future 3? What the hell kind of fun would that be if I put the same shit on the list that you guys did? You know what? And what disturbed me about this movie was more than the fact that the killer was a woman that had man hands. Was the fact that I saw Kevin Bacon's bare naked ass moving up and down. That was yeah.
You love it.
I love Kevin Bacon, but I saw way more of that slab of bacon than I ever fucking wanted to. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Anyway, great movie, great soundtrack, good creative kills. The throat stabbing sequence at the beginning, and then Marcy's axe to the face were two of my favorites because it's just funny. Think about it. She's talking about all the raining blood when she's out there talking to Jack about blood, and then there's this sex thing that happens with them, and then she gets the axe hit in her face, and her face becomes basically a bloody fucking vagina. That's exactly what happens. She gets hit right in the face with it. It splits her head in two, and what you have is a bloody vagina. You have a period. That's what it is.
All I can say is we are 3 days away from Friday the 13th, and I'll be watching this one. That's for sure. I've got my Friday the 13th shirt already ready. Vic, you know, I only wear one shirt on Friday the 13th. I wear Jason shirts all the time, but I've got the original Friday the 13th poster shirt that I only wear on Friday the 13th.
I've got 3 shirts with Jason on it, but Freddy is also on it, so I really can't say that it's just Jason. I don't know which one. I kind of want to watch Jason Goes to Hell. I kind of want to watch that one.
You know, Jason Goes to Hell, if it wasn't for the fucking body hopping and some of that other shit, it would be a great fucking slasher movie.
Oh, the kill with Debbie and the sex scene in the tent with the railroad spike.
Yes,
dude, they did
exactly.
so much for me. I mean,
yeah. It was amazing. Plus, you had what the fuck's the KBFX working on it. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell could have been great if they could have just see. That's a movie that should be remade. A movie that has fucking potential, but they did some things wrong. Now, if you just fix those things that are wrong, it'd be a fucking great movie. That's all I'm saying.
Like a cut. Like a cut, like Beekler's cut of Friday the 13th Part 7, his Envision cut. Is that what you're saying? Something along those lines?
Yes, and we could just cut out the dad entirely because I don't like that. Okay. That was the one thing I felt like he fucked up on. I didn't need the dad at all, but.
Oh, you're talking about in The New Blood? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The dad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of movies out there that you could fix by doing a remake instead of this shit where we're remaking movies that are perfect as they are. I mean, that's just. Don't get me wrong. It's not like we're not giving them a chance, because Vic and I went and watched Poltergeist and we thought it was going to be good. Boy, were we wrong.
No.
Oh, I felt the same way when I saw Ghostbusters.
Well, I haven't watched it. I love the original so much, and I want to see this.
Everybody from the original makes a cameo in some form or fashion in the remake, but I do not like it. And it's not because the cast are women. That has nothing to do with it. It's because you take a movie and then, a movie, like you said, was perfect. And, the other example of that is the remake in American Psycho. I was like, why? Why are you going to do that? I mean, the movie's perfect as it is. Well, what the fuck do you do? And then I find out there's a musical with Matt Smith, who is one of the Doctor Who's, one of the doctors, and like, as the Patrick Bateman character. I'm like,